Succession planning is defined as a process where individuals are chosen and trained to take on key roles within a company. The process ensures that your business can continue to operate efficiently when the people who hold key positions are absent. There are two parts to succession planning. The first part involves planning and preparing for potential staff turnover. The second part is about planning for the future of your childcare business and the potential sale of your business to prospective buyers. It also factors in the potential retirement or death of the owner. We'll look more at this in the next lesson. Succession planning regarding potential staff turnover is a planned and purposeful approach to staff development. It focuses on keeping critical personnel positions filled and ideally reducing staff turnover and increasing the quality of your offering. Let me tell you the following story to illustrate why it's so important to prepare for staff turnover. A program supervisor in a school in California was involved in an accident. Fortunately, she was going to be fine, but due to a broken collarbone, she had to be out of work for several weeks. This created an immediate dilemma because she was the only person authorized on a reporting system required by the California Department of Education. She was also the only one trained in completing the attendance report process and submitting it to the district representative. She also performed several other minor duties that other staff members were not familiar with. Although these minor duties could be put off for a short period of time, they couldn't be left too long without having an impact on contract compliance, the staff, the program, and ultimately the children and families. The sick supervisor had to call in every day and explain the required tasks so the centre staff could keep things up and running. This is an example of a relatively minor inconvenience, but what would happen if, for whatever reason, that supervisor had to leave the centre with no notice? It's common for job tasks to be split up and designated to specific staff and their positions, but it becomes an issue and a hazard when only one staff member is capable of completing that function. You can be prepared for such events by having people trained in multiple job functions so you can move people into other roles. Another big motivation for staff development and the use of succession planning is that we currently have a nationwide employee shortage, as we've mentioned previously. Staff turnover is exceptionally bad for the following reasons: low wages, poor benefits, high educational requirements, and limited recognition and advancement opportunities. In many childcare centres, only a very small number of staff in leadership positions have had specialised training in leadership or management. Staff move up the career ladder, sometimes because they are capable and experienced, but other times because of staffing shortages or other issues. Often in an emergency scenario, no one is available to fill a leadership position and someone becomes a leader or supervisor by default. Quality childcare institutions rely on the skills, knowledge and experience of their staff. Consistent, well-trained caregivers have a huge impact on the development of the children they care for and so have a huge impact on your overall business success. Through the process of succession planning, you can prepare for temporary absences that often occur, for example, due to maternity leave or illness, as well as for the permanent departure of an individual. A succession plan that identifies potential leaders and inventories their current qualifications and early childhood education experience will help you establish a plan and timeline for when specific requirements need to be completed. You might be thinking, what happens if I invest time, money and energy into upskilling my staff and preparing them for succession, and then suddenly they leave the business? I'll have to start the process all over again. While this may be frustrating, it's important to remember that succession planning should be an overall approach that establishes the process as a regular and recurring routine. Staff learning and development, including formal and informal training, evaluation, mentoring and coaching, should become business as usual for all staff. Your business strategy needs to emphasize staff growth and value. This should help eliminate any feelings of frustration and betrayal when your chosen staff member leaves your childcare business. When considering staff turnover and successful succession planning, you should account for the developmental phases of your staff members. Identify the current development stage of each staff member and provide the appropriate training and support to help them grow into the next phase. The process of staff development must be deliberate and systematic and should be embedded in your business's strategic plan and approach. The process should incorporate your organizational mission and vision, identify critical positions, analyze the capabilities of individual staff, and identify candidates with leadership potential. integrate the personal and professional development of staff members, value staff retention and consistency as a method of promoting program quality. The more your staff can contribute to your business, their profession and other educators, the more likely it is that your succession plan will be successful. This should be a formal process that's embedded into the strategic plan of your business, but participating as a successor must be a voluntary process. Staff members must want to be promoted to a potential new job classification, as this will include assuming additional duties and challenges while maintaining their current job duties and functions. Finding a good fit between a staff member and the position takes precedence over simply having someone in the succession plan. The following story will show you why. A teacher who was going through the process of succession planning for a site supervisor position admitted that she was not in the right place personally to continue in the plan. She said that she wouldn't be able to take over the supervisor role if one became available. In response, the centre leadership team ensured that she could remain in her current position as a teacher and continue to participate in training. As an alternative, they decided to move forward with another high potential employee. The teacher later re-entered the process and became a successful supervisor. It was just a matter of waiting for the right time. It's important that your employees are on board with your succession planning to ensure that it's a successful part of your business strategy.